If you want to do CapCut coloring the right way and get a clean cinematic look without randomly pushing sliders and hoping for the best, this video will walk you through the full process step by step. We're going to start with basic correction, move into contrast shaping, add a professional color style, and finish with detailed HSL tweaks so your video looks polished and intentional. And if this tutorial helps you out, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more CapCut editing tips just like this. Alright, let's jump in. First, open your project in CapCut and select the clip you want to color grade on the timeline. Before you start making any creative changes, you need to view your image properly. That means using the scopes. On the top right of the preview player, click the color oscilloscope icon to turn on the RGB parade and vector scope. This is important because your eyes can adapt very quickly to color, and scopes help you see the truth in your footage. If your shadows are too crushed or your highlights are clipping, the scopes will show it right away. Now go over to the right hand panel and click Adjustment, then Basic. This is where you do your first correction pass. Start with exposure and contrast. The goal here is not to make the clip look cinematic yet. The goal is simply to make sure the image is balanced. Bring exposure up or down until the image feels natural, and then adjust contrast carefully so the shot has some separation without losing detail. Try to keep highlights from clipping too high and shadows from crushing too low. If the image already looks strong, make only subtle changes. Small corrections go a long way. Next, instead of grading every clip one by one, use an adjustment layer. This is one of the biggest time savers in CapCut. Go to the top left menu panel, click the Adjustment tab, then choose Custom Adjustment. Drag that layer onto the timeline directly above your video clips. Once it's there, stretch the edges so it covers your entire sequence. Now anything you apply to that layer will affect everything underneath it, which makes your workflow much faster and much easier to manage. With the adjustment layer selected, go back to the right hand panel and click the Curves sub-tab. Here, select the Luma or white curve. This is where you shape contrast in a more controlled way. Create a gentle S-curve by adding one point near the top right and lifting it slightly to brighten highlights. Then add another point near the bottom left and pull it down slightly to deepen shadows. The key word here is gentle. You want more depth and dimension, not harsh contrast that destroys detail. A subtle S-curve usually gives you that clean, polished look people associate with professional edits. Now, let's move into the more stylistic part of CapCut coloring. Switch over to the Color Wheels sub-tab. If you have access to this feature, you can create a really nice cinematic tone. For shadows, drag the center dot slightly toward teal or blue to cool down the darker areas. For highlights, push the center dot toward orange or yellow to add warmth and bring life into skin tones and sunlight. Keep the offset wheel centered unless your entire image needs a global tint correction. This helps you build that classic warm highlights and cool shadows look that works well for travel videos, lifestyle edits, and dramatic content. But here's something very important. In CapCut, the four-wheel grading panel is often considered a pro feature. That means you may be able to see the effect while editing, but when you try to export, CapCut can block the export unless you upgrade or remove the color wheel adjustments. So if you want to keep your export completely free, there's a smart alternative. Instead of relying on color wheels, go back to the Curves tab and use the RGB curves for a similar effect. Select the blue curve and add a point in the lower half, which represents the shadows. Then pull it up slightly to introduce a cool blue or teal tint into the darker areas. After that, select the red curve or the red-green related channel controls if available, and add a point in the upper half for highlights. Lift those highlights a little to bring in warmer golden tones, especially in skin and bright areas. This gives you much of the same cinematic style while helping you avoid export issues. Once your overall color style is in place, it's time for the finishing touches. Go to the HSL sub-tab. HSL stands for Hue, Saturation, and Luminance, and this section is perfect for targeted adjustments. Start with the orange channel because that usually affects skin tones. Slightly increase luminance so skin looks cleaner and more vibrant. Don't overdo it because too much can make faces look washed out or artificial. Then look at the green or blue channels depending on your footage. If you want your background to feel richer, cooler, or more stylized, adjust the hue or saturation carefully. This is especially useful for nature scenes, skies, city backgrounds, and outdoor footage. The reason HSL is so powerful is because it lets you change one color family without ruining everything else in the frame. That means you can improve the background while keeping skin tones looking natural. As you make these changes, keep checking your preview and your scopes. Good coloring is all about balance. You want the footage to feel enhanced, not over-processed. If the image starts looking too orange, too green, or too contrasty, Just step back and reduce the intensity a little. Subtle adjustments almost always look better than extreme ones, and that is the full CapCut coloring workflow. Start with scope-based correction, use an adjustment layer for efficiency, shape contrast with curves, add cinematic tone with color tools or RGB curves, and finish with HSL for precision control. Once you practice this a few times, you'll be able to create a consistent look across all your videos much faster. If this CapCut tutorial helped you, please hit the like button, subscribe for more editing tutorials, and let me know in the comments what CapCut feature you want to learn next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.